Welcome to Soundscape Crusaders,
a music discovery podcast where we pair music with media.
Join co-hosts Nate and Levi on this journey
as we dive deep and examine one song an episode, discuss what we love about it,
and then pair it with something that emotionally and tonally coincides with the song. What's going on in your life? You find anything cool?
What was the question? Can you repeat the question? I actually wasn't kind of listening, sorry.
Just asking how things are
care
going.
about
You got anything, you listening to anything? Have you been listening to anything? Podcasts or cool shows?
I've listened to a lot of Starcadian.
That'll do it. I'm so happy you dug in.
Yeah, dude, it was so good. That shit was so good. Granted, I don't want to spoil too well.
This is the next episode.
So, yeah, this is the subsequent. Yeah, that song was fucking sick. Honestly, I've been listening to a lot of besides Starcadian, some 1975, some Evanescence, MCR, Green Day, Fall Out Boy, Taking Back Sunday. So, yeah, just living some like middle school me kind of thing. So, a lot of fun, man.
That's freaking amazing. I mean, that takes you back to, and sometimes it's really nice to kind of just remember things, you know. Sometimes I feel like when you talk, or when I talk about like nostalgia or nostalgia in general, it's looked at as a bad thing in most cases. You know, like people are so sick of nostalgia in terms of like movie references. Like, oh, look, it's Ghostbusters.
Yeah. I mean,
but I think it can be good.
I don't know.
From a personal.
It can, for sure. But also, like, it's, I mean, at least for like what I've been visiting, it's like it's a product of the time it came out.
Yeah.
It's not like it's trying to emulate something that came out in the past.
That's true. And I think it's more important when it's something like a personal experience, because then you're, I don't know, like you're just reminiscing.
It's fun.
And
it's just
the
fun.
Beautiful part about nostalgia is you forget about all of the bad things going on usually. And so, you know, rose-tinted glasses and all that kind of jazz.
And sometimes those don't hurt.
Yeah. Like, because it helps you remember the good times. And, you know, it's not always
because there were good times.
Exactly.
Yeah, there were good times. What about you? How you been? How's things?
Good. Let's see. What has been going on? It's only been a week. We recorded last week, right?
We did. Yeah, it's only been a week.
I started working out.
Nice.
Which has been great. Oh, wait, no, you
don't go to a gym.
Wait, what?
What's up? You don't go to a gym.
No, I'm trying to prove to myself that I'm going to keep with it. So I'm working out from home at first. And I had like way back when P90X was like a big thing. My parents had gotten DVDs or whatever. And I never liked dealing with the DVD, so I ripped them. And then, so I just keep those on my Google Drive or whatever.
Oh, so you have the MP4s.
Yeah, I ripped the DVDs because it was such a pain in the ass. And then now I think if you want to get some, because now they have like sequels and different workouts, the Beachbody people, like they will operate as like Netflix now. So you don't technically buy it anymore. You subscribe. Yeah, and I'm like, I mean, I know these are old DVDs, but they're still good workouts. And so anyway, been doing that, getting swole, and I've actually already noticed a difference.
Nice.
Like, it doesn't take much when you go from zero.
Yeah, when you're going from 0 to like even just 10, there's a difference.
Yeah, like all you need is like a couple workouts, and you'll be like, oh, like I'm starting to get pecs again. Yeah, so I want to know what song you picked because I've been curious about it all day. And sometimes you'll do things like you'll take my lead or become inspired by something the week before. And sometimes you completely go out of left field and surprise the shit out of me.
So,
So
what
wait,
was an
can I
example
take a
of like
guess?
surprising the Go for it.
Oh,
Sure.
Hallucinate really surprised me. I wasn't expecting Hallucinate.
Oh, okay. Okay. Just curious.
And then there's like the Madonna episode where you were like, okay, Britney Spears, Madonna would be a good pairing with that.
Right.
So,
I can imagine the Soccer Mommy song was
but I want to take a guess.
left field. Okay.
Yeah, that was left field and unexpected, but it's also, I feel like that's a genre of music that I would expect to come from you, Soccer Mommy, you know? Whereas
That's
Dua
fair.
Lipa
That's
was, I was like, oh, that's top 40 lady.
Yeah. You're like, oh, and he
So.
likes this? What the fuck?
Yeah, right.
Okay. Yeah, you can take a guess. You are more than welcome to take a guess. Yeah, take a guess, man. I'm curious to see what you
Okay, so
what you've put out there.
I'm going to guess
Take a guess. Let's go.
country song.
It is a country song. This is going to be the first country song we've done. So I felt like that genre hasn't gotten any love from us. So I think it's time we, dip our feet in.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Should I guess who it is?
If you want to.
What?
Yeah, if you want to.
What if I get it right? And then I kind of spoil the surprise.
I mean, what do you think?
Do you think chances are low?
Yes and no. Because I'm pretty sure you know that I like this artist a lot.
Okay. Think of, it starts with a D.
It does start with a D.
Does it end with an M?
Yep. You know exactly where I was going.
Does the song talk about objects in the title?
Objects.
Like a musical instrument in a car?
Think so? I don't know. No.
That's not that song?
It's not that song.
Okay.
Although, okay. That is a good song.
Okay. Well,
That is a
I was
great song.
partially cheating because your friend activity on Spotify. The last song you listened
Son
to
of a bitch. I forgot.
is Guitars Cadillacs by
I
Dwight
forgot
Yoakam.
you followed me.
Girl, you taught me how to hurt real bad and cry myself to sleep. Showed me how this town shattered dreams. Another lesson about a naive fool who came to Babylon. Found out that the pie don't taste so sweet. Now his guitar.
It's not that song.
I've never
but
looked at that before.
That's so funny.
But
it's
it is
not
Dwight
that song.
Yoakam?
It is Dwight Yoakam, though. I'm bringing a Dwight Yoakam song
Okay.
to the show. It's not Guitars Cadillacs, even though that was one of the three I was juggling, because that's like probably his most popular
so
song.
that's why it was the...
That's why it was on there.
Yeah.
Because I was listening to them. I'm like, which one should I bring to the show? And then I got it down to two, Guitars and Cadillacs, and the one I chose. You ready?
Okay.
You want to know what it is?
Give it to me. I don't know if I don't know the songs of his by name, so like I won't know when I hear the song, when I hear the title,
But you'll know.
but I might know the song when I hear it. So we'll see.
So the song I'm bringing to the table is titled "Fast as You."
Fast is you.
Fast as You. So the song is
Fast as You.
Fast as You by Dwight Yoakam. Came out in 1993 on his record This Time. So
Okay, let's.
there was a music video, but it was a live showing, so we missed out on some what's the words? Some nuances in the song is kind of drowned out by crowd noise.
Okay.
So I brought the
Gotcha.
just a straight master. So, but I have it pulled up. Do you have it pulled up?
Me too.
All right, let's do this in 3, 2, 1.
Maybe someday I'll be strong. Maybe it won't be long. I'll be the one who's tough. You'll be the one who's got it rough. It won't be long, and maybe I'll be real.
I like that
song.
song. I like that song. Okay, so what'd you think? I mean, you're not a big
liked
country
it.
guy as far as I know, right?
Yeah, not really, but I'm not shut off from country, right? So, there are some that I like. You know, I like the Sturgill Simpsons. I like the Coulter Walls. I typically lean towards more of a more of a like
It's like outlaw. You kind of
Western sounding,
Western, okay.
like outlaw type Western type thing. Less twang and more electric guitar.
Yeah.
With like, you know, when I say Western, I literally mean like the movies, right?
Yeah.
I like that sound.
Well, then this is not typically what you listen to country wise.
Yeah, no, Dwight Yoakam is. I think I have one song of his on my playlist somewhere. Yeah, 1,000 Miles from Nowhere. Love
That was
song.
the other one. That was the other one I was wrestling with. Was that one because I really like
Yeah.
that song.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that one's fucking great. It's my second favorite. Of
I
his.
listen to that all the time.
I'm 1,000 miles from nowhere. Time don't matter to me. 'Cause I'm 1,000 miles from nowhere. And there's no place I wanna be.
Yeah, that one's a really good one. That's my second favorite. I think Fast as You is probably it's my favorite. It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me your thoughts. Anything you liked specifically?
Yeah. So, yeah, you've given me a lot of country, and I think we've like exchanged some country artists that we liked, and we were like, oh yeah, back before we became the Crusaders, the Soundscape Crusaders.
Before the end times.
Right.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. It's an interesting genre.
There is good country out there, and
for sure.
You know, country is the genre where if you ask someone, oh, what's your music preference? Oh, anything but country.
Yeah, it's always the one that's shot
And I don't think that's fair.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah. Like what if I associated rock, like that's like, I really would compare it like, you know, when you think of country, you think of like top 40 only, right?
Right.
Or those people that say anything but country usually, even though Dwight Yoakam is a very popular artist, but I'm talking about like modern contemporary country, which is, I'm not a big fan of either, you know, like the radio stuff talking about flags, tractors, and, you know,
beer and
Mont
your
Blancs,
girl
yeah, and Jesus and like that kind of stuff.
Nah, that
Like,
doesn't. I
it's
don't
just
like that
corny
either.
to me, you know. It's usually kind of
it's-
corny.
It's about as American as like a slice of craft singles. Like it's cheesy as fuck.
Yeah.
Like goddamn.
No, yeah, exactly. But when you like, you know, that would be the same as me saying, you know, oh, I'll listen to anything but rock if I'm thinking that rock is Imagine Dragons.
Right.
Like,
I mean,
you
if
know,
rock was only Imagine Dragons, I'd give up on that genre real fucking fast.
right.
Yeah.
It's like in actuality, that is just one small subgenre.
Right.
of the whole. And it's the same with country.
It's unfortunate it gets a bad rap. But I mean, like I feel I was in the kind of same boat. Like obviously I knew who like Willie Nelson and Johnny Cash were. And there's like,
Right.
Yeah,
they're two also good examples of
yeah,
they're good.
for sure. But like I only knew those kind of guys.
Yeah.
I didn't kind of like branch more into like the 80s and 90s and like the aughts and now to like later. Like honestly, it wasn't until like it had probably, I think it was maybe 2013 when I was like, oh shit, I'm a fool and country's actually good.
Right.
I just have to search.
Yeah, and I did the same thing. Definitely not knocking it, but it feels good when you like open your mind up to it
Right.
and find stuff that's good.
Right. Yeah. No, and also if you ever get the chance, Dwight Yoakam live is phenomenal.
Oh, I bet.
He's really fucking good live. Honestly, actually, seeing him live is probably the main reason I got into country, because I was like, this shit's actually fucking good.
Like really, like they're talented artists. Wow.
I'm like, there's like sweet guitar solos and like the beats are good and like I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, it didn't feel ever cheesy to me during that show. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine that's a fantastic show.
yeah. And as far as I know, like this probably was played when I was a kid. My dad's a huge fan. Like he's a huge Yoakam fan. Actually, my parents are pretty big country fans too, in general. So this was probably played in my house growing up, as far as I know.
You know what? More likely than not, it was probably played in mine too.
Yeah.
Because country was like pretty big.
And
I mean, I grew up in the hometown of Miranda Lambert. So, you know, that's
Claim
what I
to
thought
fame.
country was.
right. Well, as far as I know, like granted, I wasn't like, I'm not with it like big within the country sphere in general, but as far as I know, I think Yoakam's a pretty popular country artist, right?
Yeah. Yeah. He's huge.
Okay. And like kind of, he's like really talented.
Yeah.
Super shook, man.
He is.
He's just, I don't know, there's something about this song that it's just the rhythm is so catchy. And it's just
Yeah.
like, it like gets you in a trance almost.
Yeah.
It's such a simple beat, but it's so good.
And it's just got that, it's got the right kind of twang to it. I know
Yeah.
I already used that adjective, but it's like two-stepping music, you know?
It feels genuine, you know? The twang feels genuine. It doesn't feel like it's forced, or it feels like it comes from someone who like grew up around that or like was from that, you know?
Yeah.
Which I think Dwight Yoakam's from like a small town in like Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's from Pikeville, Kentucky, which as of 2020 only has a population less than 7,800.
Wow.
So I can believe that like that twang came from him. He's from like a small town.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel fake. It doesn't feel like someone flew in. Hold on. It doesn't feel like someone flew in from New York and is like fabricating a farmhand
Right.
persona or something.
Right.
So it's a great ass song. I love this song.
It is great. Let's just talk about what the song means.
Sure.
Yeah, so I mean pretty much I think this song is I don't know, it's kind of like a love-hate relationship, or maybe it's just straight up underdog. Like he's talking to someone he sounds like he's in hard times and he's envious of someone else, right?
Oh, easily. There's definitely like a jealousy thing going on here.
Oh yeah.
Whether it's
Yeah,
like,
I didn't even think.
or maybe envious is probably the better term, but it could be like to someone that whether it's like, you know, a mentor figure or like a relationship, you know, it's someone who's hurt this narrator of the song. And I think envious would probably be the better way to put it. They're envious of them getting away kind of like with all this shit. And he's like, maybe I'll be the one to do it next. You're going to get yours kind of thing.
Yeah. And do you think the person did something bad, or do you think it's just pure enviousness? Envy.
I think the only thing that throws me off is the unless this like person that he is envious of has such like a grasp on this narrator, or if this person has such a big grasp or such a great grasp. I don't know. What do you think?
Sorry, can you repeat your question?
What? I said the pre-chorus was kind of giving me issues, but maybe this mentor figure has such a just big grasp on this this narrator. But I think maybe they're just really envious on how well they do stuff. Maybe they're just not like bad people, but they're the ones that get all the partners. They're the ones that do things great. They're the ones that score the win. Run the touchdown in to win the game, kind of thing. Like they're always on the good side, of the bed. And he's like, well, I want to be like that. I want to be the one that gets all the partners and break their hearts. I want to be that guy. I want to be that person.
Yeah.
I mean, also like maybe this could be, this might be a stretch, but it's not something personally I relate to, but it's might be a stretch. Maybe it's like a younger sibling looking up to an older sibling.
Yeah.
Like what if your older sibling is just killing it, I don't know, just getting everything right in a sense, or at least in the narrator's perspective. I don't know. You could like equate that to a few things. It's generic. It's vague enough that like you can fit so many puzzle pieces into it, which is why I think the lyrics work so well with the song, or why the lyrics just work so well in general. Because it's like a feeling, it's an envious feeling. So there's really no beginning, middle, end. It kind of just like fades in, kind of deal. Might be a stretch. I don't know.
No, I think you're on it. You're on the money. And I'm just having so many ideas.
So, do you have anything right now?
I think I do.
I have mine. I know what I'm choosing.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, give me 2 seconds.
Oh, yeah. I know exactly what I'm going to choose. I know exactly what I'm going to choose. Not pandering.
I know my pick, too.
All right.
And I don't think you're going to expect it. So you go last because it's your pick, right? Okay. Well, I'll go first.
Yeah.
Since it's your pick, we want to go out with a bang. So there's 2 ways you could go with this. You could go the way that this song sounds like, or the way this song is and makes you feel. In terms of like, okay, do I want the movie to look like a movie that would have this song in it? Or do I want it to be like more inspired by the song? And I think I'm going to go the latter route, even though I think if you were to insert this song into like a scene of this movie, it would be really hilarious. Mm-hmm. So the movie that I'm picking, let me pull up some details about it. Okay, so because there was a few different movies that I was bouncing around to, because once we got on Envy, I was like, okay, I'm definitely going to go that route. But, I don't want it to be the hero. I want it to be from the villain's perspective, because I think that would be kind of fun. So initially I was like, oh, it'd be kind of funny, like Venom and Spider-Man 3 is like hilariously envious of Peter Parker, right?
Eddie, the suit. You gotta take it off.
Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you?
I know what it feels like. It feels good. The power, everything. But you'll lose yourself. Let it go.
I like being bad.
But I thought that would be really funny, but it just didn't feel right. It felt too new, too new of a movie. And so
Yeah, maybe.
the movie that, this song reminds me of, because this song brings me back to like being a kid and hearing country music, like kind of like this, like old country music at like my grandparents or something. And so I think of the movies that were around at that time, not even new movies, but just movies that were there, or not there, like at my grandmother's, but like in my life. Anyway, this movie has a villain that is very envious because he was thrown out of the hero's special forces unit. And so he chooses to betray the hero. His name is Bennett, and he lets off some steam in one of my favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, if not my absolute favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. It's 1985's Commando, written by Jeff Loeb and Stephen E. D'Souza, Matthew Wiseman, directed by Mark L. Luster. And yes, that Joseph Loeb, or Jeff Loeb, the guy who also happened to write Batman The Long Halloween, wrote this movie. But yes, Commando.
I'm ready. I had a feeling you were gonna pick this movie just when you were saying like a villain's perspective and he betrays the hero, and I was like, is he gonna? And then he said Bennett. I was like, oh my god, he's doing Commando. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, like,
oh man,
imagine the song playing at the very end when Arnold Schwarzenegger is like blowing up that whole island. He like literally blows up an island.
He does.
And just play that song on top of that. It'd be kind of funny. Would I want it in the final cut? No. But it'd be funny to like pair those two.
Okay. I fucking love it. Dude, this is amazing. It fucking works though.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah, your initial reaction is like, no, that's like way
But,
too
like,
big of a stretch.
It's not. So,
It's not at all. Yeah.
dude, it's because of oh shit. Oh. It's Vernon Wells, right? Is that who plays him? I can't remember who plays the villain.
Bennett.
Yeah, okay, it is Vernon Wells. He plays Bennett.
It's Vernon Wells.
Yeah. Like, he is super envious of
Oh yeah.
Matrix. Like,
I'm pretty sure I even have like read that somewhere, whether or not it's like actually the intended effect, but like I read like a paper or something talking about how the subtext is that Bennett is like secretly in love with Arnold Schwarzenegger's Matrix.
really?
And he's like lashing out in like the only way he knows how.
Right.
I don't know if that's actually a thing or if I'm just making that up, but it makes sense. Like when you watch the movie, you could see that being an angle. Or if you just want to think that that's how it is, that's fine too, because the motivation matches up with what happens.
Fuck. Dude, I can't believe this movie works.
Sorry, I had like a thing in my nail.
Oh, you're fine.
I hate those things. Those little hangnails or whatever.
God, that's amazing. I'm so
Commando.
Dude, I'm still like so shook about this pick, man, because it fucking works. I love it, dude. I love it.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
And when you compare the lyrics to what the movie is, or what the song is, when you compare the lyrics to what the song is, Here, let me go back, see if I can.
Do you want to watch the trailer too?
Oh, yeah.
Let's watch it.
That. Okay, are you zeroed out?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
They hunted him down.
You know, Colonel, we went to a
This
lot of
movie's
trouble
just
to
pure
find him.
badassery.
They murdered his friends. And they took the only thing
And that
he was killed
music
for.
If you want your kid
by
back,
James
then you gotta
Horner, I think.
cooperate. Right? Wrong.
Now, somewhere, somehow, someone's gonna pay.
Man, they're giving away all the one-liners.
They really are. This is like really spoiler heavy.
Do you think that he is going to give us any problems?
You'll do exactly as he's told.
So if you haven't seen this movie, this movie is Colonel John Matrix, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger. It starts out and he is the opening dad, where I can't talk. He is the ultimate dad. He's like feeding deer with his child. He's walking through the forest, getting ice cream with his daughter, and carrying a log with one arm, like a giant tree, just one arming it. And then, the military visits him, and they're like, your whole squad, Special Forces squad, has been murdered. You're the only one left. And so, we're here to protect you or whatever. I can't remember exactly, but one thing leads to another. His daughter gets kidnapped, and they're like, we have your daughter, do as we say, or your daughter's dead. And literally, he's not even captured for like 30 seconds. He like figures his way out of it. Doesn't even consider he has to assassinate someone or something. He doesn't consider it for even a half second. He just immediately like they're put on a plane to where he'll go to the country to assassinate them. Before the plane's even like off the ground, he's already escaped. And then he goes to work on trying to systematically kill all of the bad guys and rescue his daughter. And that's the movie. It's him just on a rampage.
It's
It's great. And it has Arnold Schwarzenegger, Radon Chong as a flight attendant that he basically drags around. She's taken on the adventure of a life, of her life. And yeah, that's Commando. It's not a super complicated movie.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is daddy. Daughter gets kidnapped. Daddy kills everyone.
Right. Yeah. It's yes.
So good. It's such a good movie.
Like it's literally it's a horror movie from the monster's perspective.
Yeah.
When you really consider it, it's, if you look at Jason from his perspective, these stupid kids are in his territory. Yeah. They bother him, and then he kills them.
Yep.
In like the most basic form. I know there's like, motivations for everything, but in a very basic form. Commando is also like that. Arnold is in his place. He's happy. He's bothered. Killing spree.
Leave Arnold
In their
alone.
Perspective, it's revenge. Yeah, you don't want to mess with this guy. I don't know who would look at a man like as big as Arnold Schwarzenegger and be like, that's the guy I'm going to fuck with.
I'm going to pick a fight with this man. No regards
his
for my
biceps are bigger than my head. It's just not.
Commando is just so much fun. I remember the first time I watched it.
You can turn it on at any time.
I remember I think the first time I watched it was like college. It took me a while to get to this one. And the whole time I'm just like, fuck yeah. Testosterone, let's go. Like It's all it is, man, and it's so fucking good. It's so much fun.
Dude, Commando is like my go-to like single guy night when Lauren's like on a business trip or something. That's a movie I'll just throw on and turn up as loud as possible.
Just like punching holes in walls.
Yeah.
Daisy's
like,
roided out. Zeus is shaking.
It has everything you need. Yeah, he actually doesn't like freak out about the speakers, surprisingly.
What?
Unless he hears a knock. Yeah, the only thing that tricks him is knocks.
Damn, that's insane.
And sometimes if there's a monster that roars in a certain way, they freak out, but that's not often. It really only happens with the Arkham Asylum game.
Which character?
The Titan thugs.
Oh.
They like, baned up type.
Roided out motherfuckers.
Yeah, and they roar. It always freaks them out.
Oh,
but
poor dogs. Dude, this is...
Anyway.
I fucking love this choice.
Yeah, so that's my pick.
Love it.
It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I have a one sheet of it.
That you do.
Original. And, I don't know. You have any other things you want to say about
It's
it?
just badass. It's just pure, unfiltered action. And granted, the listeners haven't seen the trailer, but the one-liners in that fucking movie are so quotable. They're so good.
Yeah.
And Arnold's like, I do think he's like actually a genuinely pretty good actor, but his delivery is just so fucking uncanny.
Flat.
It's so flat. It's
Yeah.
amazing. He's like, I don't
Yeah.
care or whatever. I'm not going to spoil it just because there's some really good lines.
That's the genius of it, though. Like, in any other situation, it would have been regarded as probably bad acting.
Oh, yeah.
But that's the character. The character is a blank slate. Yeah. Like, it doesn't, all that matters is that he's mad and he's saving his daughter.
And he's like
you
killing people.
Yeah. Like, we don't have him sitting down for 30 minutes while, in between action scenes where he talks to Radon Chong and he's like, tells a sad backstory about his war and, how his daughter is his only hope and he just needs to get back to her. None of that. Constant is just... He's a bull running through walls to get to his daughter. That is the movie. It never stops. Constant action. And that's what we are here for.
Hear, hear.
So, yeah.
I don't have much more to say
You
on
want
that
to move on
movie.
to your pick?
Yeah, I don't have much more to say about that movie. Just because, it's great. It's a fucking great movie.
Yeah.
Like, that's top 3 Arnold.
Yeah, and Bennett plays a good villain. I don't know if we talked about him enough, but Bennett is basically an
Was he in his
special?
Was he in his squad? I can't remember. He was in Matrix's squad.
So he was in Matrix's squad, but he got kicked out or something. There's like one line that
and so
mentions it, 'cause
if I remember correctly, it's just like unnamed mercenaries that are fucking around.
Yeah.
Okay, they don't have. I can't remember if they have a name or not.
yeah, I mean, it might be in an association with some cartel or country or something, but it really
It doesn't matter. It's just bad guys.
The main, I would consider the main, even though Bennett is working for those guys, I think it doesn't matter because he's the villain. He's the emotional villain, and that's what matters.
Right.
Because he's the one that basically orchestrated it because he knew his personal details. So he's a good villain. Like, he's in like the most schlocky, best kind of way.
He's a good 80s villain.
Yeah. And he's he doesn't have like, an argument that he spills out to you that you're like, oh, he's kind of right. Like, there's no gray area. Nope. He is bad guy. He betray Arnold.
Yep. He bad.
Arnold mad. Arnold going to kill.
And does he ever?
And he plays. Yeah, he he is just bad and Arnold is good. And like I said, Arnold is a slasher's villain in this movie. Like he's creative with his kills, and that is what keeps this movie never-endingly entertaining.
Yeah.
Because in the same way that, like, you know, you look forward to Friday the 13th for the sole reason of like how creative his kills are. Like, oh, he puts this girl in a sleeping bag and beats her against a tree. Right. Like, that's psychotic and it's hilarious. And in the same way, it's like, Arnold grabs a machete and throws it, and it cuts off a guy's head or whatever. Like, you know, slices his head in half.
I like the fight with Bill Duke, and he impales him on the it's a table leg, right? Yeah, that shit's fucking wild. That's probably my favorite kill in that movie. It's just so
spoiler alert, Arnold wins.
Yeah. You're going into this movie knowing he's going to win, but it doesn't matter because it's how is he going to win?
Yeah, and usually the creative kills are followed by creative one-liners that are always awesome.
Yeah, he's such a good movie. Man. I need to watch that I need to watch that soon because it's, if I remember correctly, it's pretty short too. It flies.
And the HD transfer, I can't remember if it's 4K or HD, what it's been mastered to, but it looks good. Like, probably better than it has any right to be, but I'm so happy for it. And meanwhile, we can't, like, True Lies still isn't on Blu-ray.
That's insane.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's my movie. That's my pick. Now I want to hear what you have to say.
Oh, I don't know if I want to, because that's just a good one. We can just end on that. No, I'm not. I ain't going to be like that.
It would be a very short episode.
Would it be?
Short and sad.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so my pick, you know how you were describing how the music makes you feel like if it's like, you know, like a country type movie or go lyrically with the envy.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like, you know, what we talked about earlier. I'm also going to go the latter route.
Okay.
So the movie I'm picking has a character within the movie that is envious of the antagonist. And in that envy sparks the protagonist to essentially go after the antagonist.
Okay.
This movie came out in 2004. I don't know if I think you've seen this movie and I think you like this movie, but I think this is going to be a left field pick.
I have nothing.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So, the movie I am choosing is the 2004 American teen comedy Mean Girls. So, I'll explain why I picked this. So, for those who haven't seen this movie, Mean Girls is, like I said, 2004 teen comedy film. This was directed by Mark Waters, and it was written by Tina Fey. It stars Lindsay Lohan, or is it Lindsay Lohan? I can't remember. Lindsay Lohan. Rachel McAdams,
I think,
Amanda Seyfried. Like, there's a lot of really good actors and actresses in this movie.
Yeah.
So the movie starts off with this Katie Heron, I think is her name, who is a homeschooled.
Oh, do we want to watch the trailer?
Oh shit! Yeah, let me find the trailer.
Also, didn't Tina Fey and Amy Poehler like produce it?
I know Tina Fey wrote it. Poehler did produce it because Poehler's in it. No, it was actually produced by Lorne Michaels, the guy who did SNL.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because I think they were on SNL at the time.
Yeah, this was like mid-aughts. Do you like this movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, I love it.
Okay. I think I have a really good reason why this works. You ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1.
We have a new student with us. She just moved here from Africa.
Welcome. I'm from Michigan. Great. I'm 16, but until today, I was homeschooled. And then it was goodbye, Africa. And hello, high school. Hi, I'm Katie. I'm Janice. This is Damien.
Watch out! New meat coming through!
This map shows the school's central nervous system, the cafeteria. You got your cool Asians, burnouts, jocks, the greatest people you will ever meet, and the worst.
They're really spoiling a lot this trailer, though.
Shut up.
Yeah.
God, what is up with these trailers spoiling shit?
Plastics. Who are the plastics?
They're teen royalty.
That's Karen Smith. She is one of the dumbest girls you will ever meet. I'm kind of psychic. Really?
Fantastic.
It's
movie.
so fun.
Love the movie.
So Lindsay Lohan stars as Katie Heron, who was being homeschooled in Africa, and then she moved to this town. I think it's in Illinois, and I don't really want to get into much of it because it gets so not convoluted, but it gets so like there's a web of stuff going on. But basically, it's like a bunch of high school bullshit. Like everyone knows like a Regina
it's
George.
The cattiest of all cattiness.
It's
like,
everyone knows a Regina George,
this.
right?
Yeah.
Like I assume y'all had one, we had one. Like
oh yeah,
everyone those kind of cliques that still exist today.
Yeah,
but
and in a very realistic way, but it's like pushed to a point of cartooniness.
Right. It's
cartooniness.
It's very
because
over the top.
It's like, yeah, but it's real because that it's not like a bully. You know, not all bullies punch you. Sometimes they're just dicks.
It's like emotional manipulation.
So, yeah,
kids are mean.
Yeah,
but the writing is so. It's so. I feel like it's so funny. It's like really, really witty, but the writing is really good. Like the story has like some really interesting like kind of turns.
Yeah.
You know, with like Regina, I mean, granted trying to set up the boyfriend, but then like the internal sabotage. All that, like it's kind of interesting. Because there's so many like lies being thrown around and everyone's like getting at everyone
and the cliques. So many clicks, like it's basically a gang movie.
It's a prison movie, yeah. A gang within a prison, like shit, yeah. Like that that's
shit,
like
that's it.
Wow, we broke the code.
Yeah, we just blurted that one out.
Nice.
It's literally
Mean Girls is a movie about a
prison movie.
Yep, Mean Girls is just a movie in a prison. Also, like it has like a really good like heartfelt moment at the end. Like the ending is really like you come out of that really happy. Yeah. But it's also over the top because it usually doesn't resolve like that. But like after like that over the top zaniness that you were explaining earlier, that's like such a not elusive, but like such a like intense kind of high that you need to like be happy. You need to be brought down because it's like really anxiety inducing. Because like I mean people spread rumors all the time, and that shit happens in high school, and it's stressful.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is that they do it like just because they're bored.
Yeah,
like
it's just evil.
That's the most insane thing to me with kids.
Yeah. Like no rhyme or reason of their actions, they just fucking do it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm glad you like this movie though, but okay,
yeah,
I need to relate it to the song. So, yeah, glad you like this movie, but. So how I related to the song. So I think it was in Katie's first class, or the first class they show in the movie. She sits next to Damien and Janice. And this is where the whole like internal sabotage plot line comes through. Because Janice wants to get revenge on the plastics. And also like I feel like there's a little bit of envy because she's so popular and like well known and well liked. That's just a byproduct of all that.
Yeah.
And I think like...
And she acts out on it.
Oh, too. Yeah. And I think she could be seen as that narrator in this song being like, maybe I'll be like you. Maybe I'm next. But I'm going to use this girl to move myself. It's a chess game. It's like a huge chess game. Like, way to go, Janice. You're playing like 4D chess. Like, you're trying to overtake the queen, but you're going to throw like sacrifices out there. You're going to put people's lives in like quote unquote risk of the game to get you at the top. That shit's wild, man.
Yeah, and you might ultimately corrupt yourself in trying to do so.
Yeah.
I think the song fits perfectly.
Dude.
I really do.
Oh, man. Makes me happy.
Like, that's perfect. Like, as soon as you said it, I was like, of course.
It's the perfect
Of
movie.
freaking course. That never even crossed my mind, but yes. And really, like, everyone's kind of envious of everyone else for some reason in this movie. So it's any of these characters could be the narrator.
I think, like, I really like how you describe the movie as, like, it's high school and it's catty, but it's, like, over the top.
Yeah.
Because, like, everyday life in high school is not really like that. And they get into all these kind of, like, hijinks and stuff. But I think... Yeah, I just think that's a perfect descriptor of it because it feels like high school. Every time I rewatch that movie, I'm like, I feel like I'm in high school again. It emulates that so fucking well. And
honestly, I think sadly it's probably close to reality. Yeah, and that's why it's so cartoony. Yeah. Like kids are like high school kids can be cartoony with all the way you take the time out of your day just to make someone's life worse, or like whether it's I feel like every school, if it wasn't a rumor, it could have been real, like the teacher fucking the student thing, which is in that movie. Like there's little things like that
which have happened.
And it's not a focus of the movie, it's just things happening like surrounding the overall plot that makes it a fully entertaining movie, because it just keeps you guessing, but also it has that hint of familiarity. Yeah, sorry.
No, I'm glad. Like, I'm glad that you're like really passionate about this movie, and you're kind of like, we're like expanding what it like is on its surface, you know?
I think this is a good movie just because, like Commando, we've both seen it and we both love it. Right. So it would be an interesting double feature because
it'd be fun. Like the whole time you're just like, well, actually, you know, I think I would do Mean Girls first and then Commando, because you end off on a happy note on Mean Girls and then it's just bam, you're fucking going.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Commando is a good late night movie because it has that energy.
Oh yeah.
To keep you going.
Oh yeah.
So that's definitely, I would do Mean Girls then Commando as well. And both these movies honestly just mean a lot to me. I love both of these movies.
Oh yeah.
A lot.
They're very good. Both are really, really well done.
I like the song a lot. And I know Dwight Yoakam. I just didn't know the song. So I love the song, love the movies.
Yeah, this is a good ep, bro. Yeah, what to do now?
Click.
Thanks for listening. Follow us on Twitter at Sound Crusaders, and also follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Soundscape Crusaders. Until next time.